In the beginning God spoke, and the universe unfolded its beauty at the sound of his voice, not with the hammer, nor the sword, nor the sweat of the brow, but with the word. Let there be light. And there was light. The soul of man was forged in that same fire, the breath of the Almighty etched into his spirit, granting him the sacred power to speak, and see it come to pass. Yet I ask you now, child of the infinite, what sentence are you speaking into your world? Is it drenched in lack, or is it clothed in majesty? You are not meant to chase abundance. You were designed to command it. There is a divine decree, a word, hidden in the vaults of spirit, placed there by your Creator, waiting to be spoken by you with fearless faith. One sentence, one vibration, one sound that opens the floodgates. The walls of Jericho fell at a sound. Lazarus rose at a command. And your wealth is no different. God did not fashion you in his image and then sentence you to a life of scraping. He clothed you in glory, set your feet upon dominion, and placed the key of plenty in your mouth. Speak the word, and your world must obey. The laws of the Spirit are not swayed by begging. They move only for those who believe and speak with authority. So I ask again, dear listener of truth, what is the sentence you speak when you think no one hears? For the law of the word is always listening. It is time to cast out the language of fear and return to the language of power, to trade anxiety for authority, to stop chasing and begin commanding. This is the sentence God designed to make abundance chase you. Let us now enter the inner sanctuary of truth, where the word becomes flesh and wealth runs to meet the speaker of divine law. Like this video, subscribe to the channel and prepare your soul to be reawakened by the law of the word. Let the revelation begin. In the secret place of the Most High, where the veil is thin and the soul walks with angels, the word of power awaits the one who dares to believe. The word is not weak. The word is not unsure. The word carries the weight of galaxies and the hush of a lily blooming in silence. It is the sword and the shield, the seed and the harvest. It is the voice of God echoing through you, and when spoken in faith, it commands substance to obey. Man's spoken word is his wand, and with it he builds his heaven or his hell. For life and death are in the power of the tongue, saith the Scripture. The world rushes to obey the sound you release. When your word is aligned with truth, it is law, and law knows no delay. I have watched the fearful word create walls of lack. I have witnessed the faithful word tear them down in a day. Abundance is not a matter of struggle, it is a matter of sound. Not long ago, a woman came to me, defeated, weary, bathed in shadows. Her hands had grown tired from toiling, her heart heavy with thoughts of not enough. She had tried every outer method, bank accounts, job changes, clever strategies, but none bore fruit. Why? Because the seed she planted was not in the soil of spirit, but in the ground of fear. I told her what I tell you now. Speak the word, and abundance will chase you. Not with desperation, not with pleading, but with divine conviction, as one who holds the title deed of heaven. She looked at me with watery eyes, and I said, "You are rich now. Not tomorrow, not next week. Speak it, feel it, see it. Declare the sentence that aligns with God's idea of you." She began to say, morning and night, in the quiet corners of her soul. Infinite substance is drawn to me by divine law. I do not chase, I magnetize. And within 3 weeks, money found her in strange and mysterious ways. Old debts returned, new opportunities flowed, people she hadn't heard from in years came bearing gifts. Why? Because her inner word changed. The law cannot help but obey the faith-filled voice. Man has been deceived into believing he must claw for survival, scratch for silver, earn his worth. But this is not the language of the kingdom. Jesus said, "It is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." He did not say, to sell you the kingdom, or to lease it under hardship, or to make you perform tricks of suffering to deserve it. No, he said, give. Therefore, all that is required is that you receive, and the only open hand God recognizes is the one that speaks in faith. Do you not see? Your mouth is the staff that parts your Red Sea. Your word is the stone that drops Goliath. Your voice, aligned with divine law, is the key that unlocks the treasure vault of heaven. It is written, "By thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." I tell you this eternal truth. You are one sentence away from the opening of your storehouse. Not just any sentence, but the one anointed with your complete conviction. The one that carries no contradiction, no doubt, no shadow of fear. The one that speaks as if it has already happened. Andrew Carnegie knew this truth. A man of little education, but rich in one thing, the certainty of his inner decree. He spoke of wealth when he had none. He envisioned empires while still counting coins. But more than imagining, he spoke it, repeatedly, boldly, audaciously. And what he declared, he received, for substance follows the spoken word. Thomas Edison, weary and mocked, did not say, "I have failed." He said, "I have found 10,000 ways that won't work." That is the word of power. That is the sentence of dominion. And light obeyed him, for he commanded it with expectancy. Beloved, you are no different. The voice of spirit within you waits for your agreement, and the moment you give it, not with trembling, but with divine certainty, the floodgates of plenty open. It is the law. One may say, "But I have spoken affirmations, and nothing happened." And I say to you, did you speak them with faith, or did you speak them with fear? Did you declare the truth while secretly rehearsing the lie? Did you whisper, "I am rich," while your soul trembled at unpaid bills? For the law is not mocked. It listens to the tone beneath the tone, the energy beneath the syllable. Faith must saturate the word, else it is mere noise in the ears of spirit. There is a great secret, and it is this: what you expect, you receive. Therefore, speak as one who expects goodness. Speak as one who knows the treasure is already theirs. Speak as one who walks with angels and commands substance with the voice of certainty. You say, "But I do not feel wealthy." Then I say, feelings follow the word, not the other way around. Begin speaking from the mountaintop, even if your feet are still in the valley. The soul always arrives before the body. Declare the sentence now, and the rest will follow. I have known men and women who rose from ashes to opulence, not because they were better, or more deserving, but because they believed their word more than their world. One young man came to me, burdened by debt, drowning in doubt. He said, "Miss Shinn, I cannot even buy bread. How can I speak of abundance?" I told him, "The less you have, the louder you must speak. The more barren the field, the greater the need to plant." And so he began to declare, daily, hourly, "All that is mine by divine right now comes to me with rich rewards and perfect peace." He spoke it while his stomach growled. He spoke it as letters of debt arrived. He spoke it when friends mocked him, and within a month, a long-lost relative left him a sum he could never have imagined. Why? Because he finally released the word that unlocked his inheritance. Dear soul, you too have an inheritance. It is not stored in banks, nor hidden in vaults. It lies in the word that God placed on your tongue. And when spoken with unwavering faith, the angels of supply run to fulfill it. You may ask, what is the one sentence I must speak? And I say, it is the sentence that most contradicts your fear. It is the sentence that feels too bold, too good, too powerful. It is the sentence that makes your ego tremble, but your spirit leap. For one it may be, I am now surrounded by divine substance. Every need is met before I even speak it. For another, money flows to me freely, effortlessly and endlessly, under grace and in perfect ways. And still for another, I am now in perfect alignment with God's idea of wealth for me, and nothing can stop its manifestation. Whatever your sentence, let it be your decree. Speak it until it becomes the air you breathe. Speak it until your environment changes to match your vibration. Speak it until the world you once knew fades, and a new world is born from your word. The word does not return void. The word does not wander in the wilderness. The word fulfills. The word accomplishes. The word creates. It is written, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." This word lives in you. And now you shall speak it, boldly, repeatedly, fearlessly, joyfully. And as you do, lack shall flee, fear shall melt, doors shall swing open, people shall be moved, circumstances shall rearrange. Why? Because you have stepped into your divine authorship. You are no longer a victim, you are a speaker of truth. And truth never begs, truth commands. You are the trumpet, the vessel, the voice of spiritual power. Do not waste your word on complaint, judgment, or doubt. Every word is a seed, every sentence is a key. You are one sentence away from the overflow. Say it now. Say it as if angels are listening, because they are. Say it as if heaven is watching, because it is. Say it until your world mirrors your word. Say it because it is true, and when it arrives, and it will, you will look not with surprise, but with holy recognition. For you will know, you spoke it first, your word was the cause, your abundance is the effect. So now I ask you, child of the infinite, what sentence will you speak today that will rewrite your tomorrow? Speak it, write it, declare it, and never retreat from it, for the mouth of the Lord has spoken through you, and it is done. There are those who live by fate, and those who live by faith. The first drift upon the winds of circumstance, the second command the winds with the voice of spirit. To the former, life is a storm. To the latter, life is the sea, and they, the captain. You were not placed here to suffer under tides. You were placed here to command the waves. The Lord is your shepherd, not your taskmaster. He does not drive you like a beast of burden. He leads you beside still waters. He restores your soul and lays a table before you in the presence of lack, saying, Child, eat, feast, for you are mine. But what good is a table if the soul is too afraid to sit? Fear is the great thief. It robs the present of power and makes a beggar of royalty. It dresses the air in rags and makes a slave of the free. Yet fear has no form. It is a shadow, a smoke, a lie, and it cannot remain where the word of truth is spoken with authority. The word is the fire that burns the veil. The enemy of abundance is not poverty. It is hesitation. It is double-mindedness. It is the lukewarm word that declares one thing and believes another. The law cannot bless confusion. The law obeys clarity. The law requires alignment. The law is not moved by tears. It is moved by truth. Therefore, if you would have abundance chase you, you must become immovable in your speech, unshakable in your faith, and unstoppable in your vision. Man's word is a magnet. It pulls that which is like itself. Speak of delay, and you attract delay. Speak of overflow, and the flood comes. Speak of limitation, and the bars rise around you. Speak of liberty, and every gate falls. I once knew a woman who said to me, Miss Shinn, I am tired of lack chasing me. I replied, it is not lack that chases you. It is your word that invites it. Change your sentence, and your pursuer will change. For what follows you is what flows from you. What flows from your lips flows into your life. One man says, money always runs from me, and so it does. Another declares, every dollar I need finds me on time, under grace, and in perfect ways. And so it does. For the law knows no opinion, only obedience. You must become a master of your inner speech. Your spoken word is merely the echo of your inner declaration, and the secret places of the mind are the workshop of your world. A man may declare, I am wealthy, but if he whispers within himself, I am afraid, the law hears only the whisper. Speak the loudest sentence where it matters most, in the sanctuary of the soul. I tell you this, abundance does not come to the loudest prayer, but to the truest word. You need not shout to the heavens, only whisper with faith. Speak the sentence in stillness. Speak it in chaos. Speak it when your knees tremble. Speak it when the world mocks you. For the word is not a performance, it is a vibration, a current, a command. In the desert, Moses struck the rock, and water flowed. He did not reason with the rock. He did not plead. He struck with faith, and the hard place became a fountain. So too with your world. Strike the rock with your word, and watch abundance flow from what once seemed barren. The rocks in your life, the debts, the doubts, the delays, are not barriers. They are altars waiting for your word. God does not test with torment. He invites with opportunity. Every closed door is a question. Will you speak the word even now? And the moment you say, yes, Lord, I will declare what you have declared, the locks turn, the stone rolls, the blessing moves. You are not here to figure out how the blessing comes. That is not your job. Your job is to speak as if it already has. Speak the end. Declare the harvest. The farmer does not plant and then dig up the seed with worry. He plants and he rests. He expects. He waters with confidence. He prepares the barn before the wheat even appears. Faith prepares. Fear delays. Prepare your life for the word you have spoken. Set the table. Write the check. Open the account. Make room for the miracle. When you make room, heaven fills it. A woman came to me and said, Florence, I have spoken affirmations for years, yet I am still poor. I said, my dear, you have spoken, but have you prepared? Have you moved your feet in faith? Have you made space for the blessing? She had not. Her words were seeds on concrete, no soil, no expectation, no opening. She had not acted as if the prayer was already answered. The word must be followed by movement, not frantic action, but right action, inspired action, action that says to the universe, I believe it is done. As Thomas Troward wrote, principle is not bound by precedent. That which has never happened can happen when the word is spoken in faith. You are not limited by your past. You all Re not bound by your upbringing. You are not held hostage by history. You are a creator, not a recorder. You do not repeat what was, you declare what shall be. Do not say, I have never had wealth. Instead say, wealth now has me. Do not say, I was born in lack. Say, I was born of God, and there is no lack in him. Your sentence creates your story. Speak not what you see, speak what you are called to see. When Jesus stood before the tomb of Lazarus, he did not cry out in despair. He did not consult the facts. He said, Lazarus, come forth, and the dead obeyed. If even death responds to the spoken word, how much more will your finances? Speak life over your money. Speak resurrection over your business. Speak overflow over your bank account. Not tomorrow, now. Say, divine substance is present in my life. It flows through me freely and cannot be blocked. Every channel of increase is open. Money is drawn to me from known and unknown sources. I have more than enough, and every need is met with perfect timing. And when doubt comes to test you, and it will, do not argue. Do not explain. Simply repeat the word. Faith does not negotiate with fear. Faith holds its gaze. Faith stands still and sees the salvation of the Lord. In the words of Orison Swett Marden, the golden thread of confidence is the foundation of greatness. I say to you, confidence in the word is the root of divine abundance. Do not look to man. Man is but a vessel. Look to principle. Look to spirit. Look to the law that cannot fail. What God has declared, no man can cancel, and God has declared, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. Speak that, declare it in your own tongue, make it in the desert. Moses struck the rock, and water flowed. He did not reason with the rock, he did not plead, he struck with faith, and the hard place became a fountain. So too with your world, strike the rock with your word, and watch abundance flow from what once seemed barren. The rocks in your life, the debts, the doubts, the delays, are not barriers, they are altars waiting for your word. God does not test with torment, he invites with opportunity. Every closed door is a question. Will you speak the word even now? And the moment you say, Yes, Lord, I will declare what you have declared, the locks turn, the stone rolls, the blessing moves. You are not here to figure out how the blessing comes. That is not your job. Your job is to speak as if it already has. Speak the end. Declare the harvest. The farmer does not plant and then dig up the seed with worry. He plants and he rests. He expects. He waters with confidence. He prepares the barn before the wheat even appears. Faith prepares. Fear delays. Prepare your life for the word you have spoken. Set the table. Write the check. Open the account. Make room for the miracle. When you make room, heaven fills it. A woman came to me and said, Florence, I have spoken affirmations for years, yet I am still poor. I said, My dear, you have spoken, but have you prepared? Have you moved your feet in faith? Have you made space for the blessing? She had not. Her words were seeds on concrete. No soil, no expectation, no opening. She had not acted as if the prayer was already answered. The word must be followed by movement. Not frantic action, but right action. Inspired action. Action that says to the universe, I believe it is done. As Thomas Troward wrote, principle is not bound by precedent. That which has never happened can happen when the word is spoken in faith. You are not limited by your past. You are not bound by your upbringing. You are not held hostage by history. You are a creator, not a recorder. You do not repeat what was, you declare what shall be. Do not say, I have never had wealth. Instead say, wealth now has me. Do not say, I was born in lack. Say, I was as born of God, and there is no lack in him. Your sentence creates your story. Speak not what you see. Speak what you are called to see. When Jesus stood before the tomb of Lazarus, he did not cry out in despair. He did not consult the facts. He said, Lazarus, come forth, and the dead obeyed. If even death responds to the spoken word, how much more will your finances? Speak life over your money. Speak resurrection over your business. Speak overflow over your bank account. Not tomorrow, now. Say, divine substance is present in my life. It flows through me freely and cannot be blocked. Every channel of increase is open. Money is drawn to me from known and unknown sources. I have more than enough, and every need is met with perfect timing. And when doubt comes to test you, and it will, do not argue. Do not explain. Simply repeat the word. Faith does not negotiate with fear. Faith holds its gaze. Faith stands still and sees the salvation of the Lord. In the words of Orison Swett Martin, the golden thread of confidence is the foundation of greatness. I say to you, confidence in the word is the root of divine abundance. Do not look to man, man is but a vessel. Look to principle, look to spirit, look to the law that cannot fail. What God has declared, no man can cancel, and God has declared, Beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. Your own sentence. Write it upon your doorposts and your heart. Say, I walk in divine wealth, health and wisdom. I am supplied, supported, and surrounded by God's abundance. Let the old language fall away. Banish words of worry. Erase phrases of poverty. Strike from your mouth all that contradicts your blessing. Your word must become your covenant. Let no idle thought remain unchallenged. When lack whispers, answer with scripture. When fear rises, answer with fire. When doubt knocks, answer with dominion. You are not a beggar. You are a beacon. You are not a victim of conditions. You are the voice that conditions obey. Declare this, and make it your banner. I am one with the infinite substance of God. I speak, and it flows. I believe, and it appears. I act, and it multiplies. For you do not serve a stingy spirit. You are not the child of scarcity. You are the heir of the everlasting. There is no shortage in heaven, and heaven lives in you. Abundance is not a future event. It is a present reality awaiting your permission, and your permission is your word. So I ask you again, child of the highest, what sentence are you speaking into your world? Let it be rich, let it be bold, let it be soaked in certainty. For this is the sentence God designed to make abundance chase you, and it shall. Not because you strive, but because you speak. Not because you beg, but because you believe. Say it now, say it loud. Say it with the authority of one who knows they are backed by angels. The world tells you that you must prove yourself, that you must hustle, strive, compete, that if you would be wealthy, you must run faster than others, that success is a game of grasping, but the Spirit says, rest in divine right action, do not chase, speak, align, and be led. There is a flow, a golden rhythm, a current beneath all appearances. To the unawakened, it is invisible, but to the one anchored in truth, it is the surest guide, the most faithful path, the voice behind the voice that whispers, this is the way, walk ye in it. And the moment you speak the sentence God has written upon your heart, the moment you declare it without flinching and move your feet in obedience, abundance does not hesitate, it begins to chase you. It was never about pursuit, it was always about positioning, not through panic, not through pressure, but through precise alignment with divine mind. So many run with no direction, exhausting themselves, trying to force doors that were never theirs. They knock and knock, bruising their hands when the Spirit would have led them to the door already open, had they only listened, had they only obeyed, had they only spoken the word and waited for instruction. I say to you, stop striving, start aligning. Abundance is not outside you. It is assigned to you, but you must be found in the place God has ordained, and the only map is the word in your mouth. Thy word is a lamp unto my feet, and a light unto my path, wrote the psalmist. Not thy effort, not thy logic, not thy credentials, thy word. Your word lights the way, your word opens the gate, your word draws the provision already prepared for you. I knew a man once who ran a business built on strain. His words were always those of stress. It's hard, it's risky, it's cutthroat. And so his business mirrored his mouth, every deal a battle, every customer a struggle. He was chasing abundance like a man running uphill with weights. One day, after years of exhaustion, he came to me. I said, you are creating with your declarations. The word is the mold, and your world is the casting. You must choose a new sentence. He resisted. But Miss Shinn, it is hard. I said, it is hard because you say so. Reluctantly, he began to change his language, slowly at first, hesitantly. He began to speak, daily. Everything I do prospers. Business comes to me with ease. My work flows with harmony and reward. Within months, old struggles dissolved. A partner offered him relief. Clients increased. Stress decreased. Why? Because his vibration changed, his word changed, and the law, which never fails, changed with him. Right action followed right word. You cannot receive what your words reject. You cannot harvest what your tongue curses. The word is the origin of all movement. Every step you take must be bathed in alignment with your sentence. If you say, I am rich, but move in fear, you cancel the decree. If you declare, I attract wealth, but act as if you are unworthy, you interrupt the flow. So let your actions be confirmation, not contradiction. Faith without works is dead, but works without word are empty. God does not bless noise, He blesses resonance. When your spoken word, your inner belief, and your outer movement all echo the same vibration, then mountains move, then rivers part, then heaven opens, and abundance rushes like a tide toward the shore of your soul. This is the law of divine right action. You need not strive to make things happen, you must only remove resistance, speak in faith, and take the step the Spirit reveals. I tell you plainly, abundance is not the result of effort, it is the result of obedience, and obedience begins with the word. Jesus said, I do only what I see the Father doing. He did not guess, He did not hustle, He aligned. That is the secret of manifestation. That is the sentence that abundance obeys. Not the frantic voice, not the anxious voice, but the voice rooted in trust. Trust says, I don't need to see it to say it. Trust says, if I speak it, it must come. Trust says, God is not a man that He should lie. Therefore, let every action you take be preceded by the question, does this align with the word I have spoken? Do not send out applications with dread if your sentence is, I am favored. Do not go into business with fear if your sentence is, I am divinely guided. Do not spend money in panic if your sentence is, my supply is unlimited. You must walk as if it is already so, because in the eyes of Spirit, it is. The law does not wait to bless you, it waits for you to believe. Belief is the activator, word is the key. Action is the proof. When all three align, the miraculous becomes inevitable. It is written, before they call, I will answer. This means that every supply is already prepared. The blueprint is complete. The storehouses are stocked, but the delivery is held until the woe. Art is spoken with faith and walked out in obedience. You must walk it out, even if the path is invisible. Like Abraham, who went forth not knowing where he went, you must trust that each step reveals the next. You may not see the entire staircase, but speak the sentence, take the step, and the ground shall appear. God always honors a word spoken in faith. I once knew a singer, poor and unknown, who declared, my voice is a gift, doors open for me by divine appointment. She sang in churches, in street corners, in small halls, but she spoke that sentence with conviction, and one night, a music producer heard her. And within weeks she was singing to thousands. Her voice had not changed, but her word had. She aligned her speech with her purpose, and right action followed. Now I tell you, your assignment is calling, and your abundance is tied to that assignment. Not to what pleases others, not to what looks safe, but to what the Spirit has whispered to you in the quiet hours. And the sentence God gave you, the one you are now speaking, is the guide to that path. But you must act, you must move, you must prepare. If you say, I am wealthy, then begin living as one who is trusted with wealth. If you declare, abundance chases me, then let go of scarcity decisions. If your sentence is, God supplies all my needs, then walk with head held high, not bowed with worry. This is not arrogance, it is holy agreement. There is no humility in denying your birthright. There is no virtue in pretending you are not chosen. There is no glory in shrinking. Rise up, speak your word, take the next step. Divine timing is not delay, it is preparation. God is not making you wait, He is making you ready. But you must be in motion. You must be where the blessing expects to find you. You must be doing what the word leads you to do, even if it seems small. Often, the small act is the seed of the great harvest. The widow's oil was only multiplied after she poured. The Red Sea only parted after Moses lifted his rod. The walls of Jericho only fell after the people marched. So march, pour, lift, obey, and speak, always speak, as if the heavens are waiting on your voice. Because they are. Let your daily language be a temple. Let your business dealings be a sanctuary. Let your conversations carry the fragrance of certainty. Say, I am a vessel of divine flow. Everything I do is blessed. Everywhere I go, favor follows. Say, my actions are guided by infinite intelligence. I never miss my moment. Say, the sentence I have spoken is fulfilled with ease, grace, and perfect timing. And when the world questions your calm, let them wonder. When the voices of fear surround you, let them fall. When the moment seems dark, speak your sentence louder. Faith is not silent in storms. Faith is the voice that stills them. You do not need to know how. You only need to know who, and that who lives within you, speaking through your word. So now, take the next step. Prepare the storehouse, make the phone call, write the vision, give the gift, open the hand, release the fear. Let right action follow right word, and the world shall see a miracle unfold. You are the word made visible. You are the action made sacred. You are the sentence that abundance cannot resist. So I ask again, what is the sentence that aligns your speech, your faith, and your steps? Speak it, live it, move in it, and watch abundance run after you with joy. Divine order is never in haste, yet it is never late. In the realm of spirit, there are no accidents. There is only right timing, sacred timing, the unfolding of a heavenly clock that cannot be rushed, nor delayed, by man's impatience. To the eyes of flesh, delay may appear as denial, but to the soul, all who walks by faith, delay is preparation. It is the final brushstroke on the masterpiece. It is the polishing of the blessing before its unveiling, and when it comes so swiftly, so completely, that the waiting is forgotten in the glory of its arrival. If you would let abundance chase you, you must understand this law. God's delays are not denials, they are alignments. I have seen it in the lives of thousands. A woman once came to me in tears, saying, "I have spoken the word, Miss Shinn, but nothing is happening." I asked, "Do you trust the law, or do you trust your eyes?" She said, "I want to trust, but it has been months." I said, "Then speak again, and this time, let your word be wrapped in patience, for patience is power, not the patience of passivity, but the patience of one who knows that the stage is being set. The patience of a queen who knows the feast is being prepared behind closed doors." In the scripture, the woman with the issue of blood waited 12 years. But when her moment came, she needed only one touch, one moment of faith, and the flow of healing met her instantly. So too with your abundance, it does not come slowly, it comes suddenly, once you are ready. You see, the law of right timing is tied to the law of readiness. Abundance does not respond to desperation, it responds to readiness. When the inner soil is cultivated, the seed breaks through. When the heart is still, the voice of God speaks. When the soul is anchored, the waves part. And so I say to you, prepare your spirit as if the blessing were already en route, because it is. But no harvest is given to a hand too frantic to receive. You must make room. You must empty your cup of doubt, fear, impatience, and stand ready with calm expectancy. God is never late. You are not behind. You are exactly where the next miracle can find you. If you will hold fast the word. The word is your anchor in the waiting. The word is your lamp in the night. The word is your compass when the road disappears. Say now, I rest in divine timing. What is mine cannot miss me. I trust the unseen hand that moves all things in perfect order. This is the sentence that turns waiting into wisdom. This is the sentence that makes abundance pursue you with unstoppable grace. I tell you, you do not need to run after your blessing. You only need to stand in your faith. The train of your miracle is never early, but it is never off track. When Joseph was cast into the pit by his brothers, it seemed all had been lost, but the pit was the path to Pharaoh's palace. He was not being punished, he was being positioned. So too, your delays are disguises, cloaks of glory yet to be revealed. The detour is divine, the pause is holy, but you must keep speaking, keep declaring, keep affirming. Say, though I see no sign, I know the law works. I stand in the peace of fulfillment. The moment you release the need to control timing, timing bows to you, for it is the anxious heart that pushes abundance away. Do not try to force the door open. Wait for it to swing wide by invisible hands. Do not demand, declare. Do not panic. Prepare. You are being shaped for the weight of the blessing you have spoken. God does not hand diamonds to children. He matures the vessel before pouring the wine. You say, but it has been so long. And I say, what is time to the eternal? With God, 1,000 years are as a day. The longest drought ends with one rainfall. The hardest night is shattered by one sunrise. You are not late. You are on the edge. Keep your gaze on the horizon. Speak your sentence daily, hourly, not to convince God, but to align yourself. Say, the appointed time rushes toward me. My good is inevitable. I do not chase, I attract. This sentence is your umbrella before the rain, your suitcase before the trip, your oil lamp before the groom arrives. It is the faith that readies you for way that you cannot yet see. All throughout history, the great ones understood this. Walt Disney faced rejection after rejection. But he kept speaking. He kept drawing. He kept dreaming. Why? Because he knew the vision was not born of man. It was born of the Word. He once said, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. But I say, they come true if you have the courage to declare them and wait without fear." There is a sacred rhythm to manifestation, a gestation, a divine unfolding. The caterpillar cannot rush the chrysalis. The seed cannot demand daylight. And yet, both emerge, transformed, in due time. So too shall your blessing emerge, if you stay faithful to the Word. Do not dig up what you have planted with doubt. Do not uproot your harvest by speaking against it. Say not, "It isn't working." Say, "It is working beneath the surface." Say not, "I've been forgotten." Say, "He who promised is faithful." Say not, "It's taking too long." Say, "I am being prepared for more than I asked." For what comes at the right time stays. What is forced fails. What is aligned arrives and endures. So release the clock. Stop watching the calendar. Turn your eyes inward and upward. Let every moment be filled with expectancy, not anxiety. Let your house be ready. Let your soul be clean. Let your lips declare the truth. For at any hour, the door may open, the letter may arrive, the answer may appear, the shift may occur, and when it does, you will not be surprised. You will say, "Of course, I have been speaking this all along." You see, waiting in faith is not passive, it is preparation in motion, it is the spiritual posture of royalty, it is the stance of the elect. There is no fear in the faithful, no panic in the planted, no despair in the one who knows the law cannot fail, and the law says, "As you have spoken, so shall it be." It means, every moment of faith is recorded, every declaration is echoed, every sentence of power is a seed that shall not return void. Do not try to track it. Do not chase signs. Just remain in the place of alignment. Speak the sentence that unlocks your inheritance. Say, "In divine right timing, all that I have asked is made manifest. I walk in unshakable peace. The appointed hour is not delayed, it is unfolding now. My word is a magnet, my faith is the trigger, my life is the evidence. The storm may rage around you, but your word will keep you steady." Like Noah, you may look foolish building the ark in dry weather, but when the rain comes, and it shall, you will rise while others sink. You will float on the very waters that were meant to drown you. Why? Because you obeyed, you prepared, you trusted timing. So I ask you now, child of the infinite, can you speak your word in the silence? Can you believe when nothing stirs? Can you declare when the skies are still dark? That is the test. That is the triumph. That is the moment the angels record. For faith is not shown in the feast. It is proven in the famine. So speak your sentence again. Speak it now. Speak it when nothing looks different, because that is when it changes. And know this, the word spoken in unwavering trust creates in realms unseen. And when the time is ripe, it bursts forth as if from nowhere. But it is not nowhere. It is from within you. You are the birthplace of your miracle. You are the soil of your harvest. You are the speaker of divine timing. So rest, prepare, and continue to speak. Say, "My blessing is appointed. It is scheduled. It is mine." And when it comes, and it will, the heavens will echo with the shout, "Well done, thou good and faithful one. You did not give up. You did not speak against it. You believed, and now you receive." Abundance does not chase the anxious. It chases the anchored. It chases the one who walks in peace, speaks with power, and waits with poise. You are that one. Your sentence is heard. Your timing is perfect. Your miracle is near. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and return daily. For your word is your wand, and your faith is the clock that summons divine timing. There is a river whose streams make glad the city of God, and that river is non-resistance. Resistance is the great blocker of blessings. It is the invisible wall built from fear, judgment, control, and tight fists. When man resists, he clutches the very conditions he wishes to escape. When man yields, he opens the gates to the flood of good that has been pressing at his soul's door. You must learn the power of letting go, of surrendering the how, of releasing the grip, of opening your hands so that heaven may place its treasures within. The law of non-resistance is not weakness, It is divine strength. It is the faith that says, I do not fight the wind, I sail with it. I do not wrestle with appearances. I speak the word and rest in its power. Jesus said, resist not evil. Why? Because what you resist, persists. What you push against, remains. What you war with, stays to fight. But what you bless, what you forgive, what you release, dissolves. I once knew a woman who fought every delay, resisted every challenge, clenched her fists at every obstacle. Her word was force, her energy was strain, and her life became a mirror of that inner storm. She said, Florence, why is abundance not coming? And I said, because you are choking the flow, you are damming the river with your resistance. She asked, what should I do? I answered, you must speak the sentence that loosens your grip, the word that turns your battle into a blessing. She began to say each day, I do not resist, I trust divine flow, everything that appears is for my good. At first, it was difficult. She had trained herself in control, but as she persisted in the word, her inner pulse changed. She released the need to micromanage life. She stopped chasing, stopped forcing, and soon, things began to move. Clients returned, delays reversed, unexpected checks arrived, not because she worked harder, but because she stopped fighting the current. When the soul lets go, the supply rushes in. You cannot say, I trust, and yet resist every twist in the road. You cannot say, I am abundant, and yet curse the conditions that shape you. You cannot declare, all things work for good, and then argue with the very things working for your good. Non-resistance is not passive, it is prophetic. It sees the hand of God in all things. It welcomes the hidden blessing. It smiles at detours, knowing they lead to higher ground. It walks with peace through stormy seas, because it knows that no ship sinks with Christ on board. I tell you, the sentence that makes abundance chase you must be spoken without resistance, without resentment, without the poison of bitterness or the chains of unforgiveness. You must clean your heart to open your hands. You cannot receive with clenched fists. You cannot be filled while holding grievances. Let it go. Release the person. Release the outcome. Release the how. Say, I release all resistance. I welcome divine order. Everything that leaves my life makes room for something greater. For what you release multiplies. What you forgive heals. What you yield to transforms. Resistance comes from fear, fear of loss, fear of being wronged, fear of being unseen. But you are never unseen by spirit. You are never forgotten. You are never without supply. The lilies of the field do not toil, yet they are clothed. The birds do not store, yet they are fed. Why then should you worry? Release the war within, and the world will cease to war against you. Do not curse what leaves. Bless it. Let it go with grace. Let it return if it is yours. And if not, let it create space for better. Say, I trust the rearrangement. I trust the removal. I trust that what is unfolding is beyond what I can yet see. Do not argue with the wind, adjust your sail. Non-resistance is spiritual jujitsu. It turns the weight of the world into your momentum. It takes what was meant to crush you and makes it carry you higher. Consider Joseph, betrayed and sold into slavery. Had he resisted the journey, had he cursed the pit and the prison, he would never have reached the palace. But he yielded, he trusted, and the path of pain became the stairway to power. So too in your life, the very thing you resist may be the thing meant to elevate you, but it cannot lift you until you release the rope. Say, I do not resist delays, detours, or departures. I know all things serve me, even when I do not yet understand. I once had a student who was mistreated in her job. She wanted to fight, to argue, to demand justice. I told her, do not fight them, forgive them, and speak your word. She began to say, I bless my enemies. I release the need to control. My perfect work finds me in perfect timing. Within weeks, she was offered a new position, with better pay, better treatment, and divine peace. Her resistance had blocked the door. Her release opened it. You cannot walk into your next blessing dragging the weight of old wounds. Let it go. Your sentence must not be spoken from the battlefield. It must be spoken from the mountaintop of surrender, the mountaintop of vision, the mountaintop of trust. You must look at the chaos and say, even this is working for me. That is non-resistance. That is power. You see, resistance is rooted in the illusion that you must hold everything together. But the truth is this: you are held, you are carried, you are sustained, you are led, and the word you speak in peace holds more power than 1,000 prayers shouted in panic. Say, I am now in the flow of divine good. I do not chase, I decall. Oh, not fight. I am magnetized by ease and grace. For this is the sentence God designed to reverse striving, to dissolve struggle, to remove the thorns from the path. Non-resistance is the sacred art of spiritual relaxation. Not laziness, but trust. Not passivity, but perception. It sees that all is unfolding perfectly, and that nothing real can be threatened. You cannot attract what you fear. You cannot create from contraction. Open. Let go. Float in the river of grace. Say, everything is happening for me. I resist nothing. I receive everything. And as you do, abundance will come to you, not as a reward, but as a reflection of your inner openness, a mirror of your inner release. You see, the universe does not give you what you want, it gives you what you're ready to receive, and readiness begins with non-resistance. So forgive quickly, bless freely, yield with joy, let others be right, let God be God. Say, I walk the path of least resistance, which is the path of greatest power. Nothing blocks me, nothing burdens me, I am free. Freedom is not given, it is allowed. Peace is not earned, it is chosen. You can choose it now. Breathe, release, speak. Say, I no longer resist, I relax into the rhythm of miracles. I speak the word and rest in its fulfillment. And the moment you do, abundance, once waiting at your gate, will flood in, as if the dam has broken, because it has. The only block was you, and now, you are unblocked. You are free, you are flowing, you are the open channel of divine good, you have released the grip. And now the blessing has room to enter. Let it find you, let it chase you, let it crown you. And now we come to it, the mystery too few dare to ponder, the silent music of heaven that orchestrates the visible and the invisible alike. Divine timing. There is a season for every miracle, a perfect hour for every answered prayer, a sacred moment when the invisible becomes visible and the promise hidden in the soil of faith bursts forth into form. But man, in his haste, often attempts to harvest before the seed has even rooted. He declares delay where God declares preparation. He calls it unanswered when heaven calls it ripening. And so I ask you now, can you wait like a warrior? Can you stand still while the heavens move? Can you trust the pause? For the vision is yet for an appointed time, said the prophet. Though it tarry, wait for it shall surely come, it will not tarry. What appears as delay is often divine design. Moses was hidden 40 years before the call came from the burning bush. Joseph sat in prison years before the palace opened. David was anointed king long before he wore the crown. Why? Because timing is not governed by clocks, but by alignment. When your faith, your word, and your vibration rise to meet the appointed hour, then and only then, the miracle materializes. You may speak the word today, but the echo must travel through layers of unseen realms. It stirs angels, it moves mountains unseen, it touches hearts you will never meet, it reshapes timelines. And when the orchestration is perfect, the thing you dared to speak in faith appears, as if it had always been there, waiting behind the veil. But many give up too soon. They dig up the seed with doubt. They curse the soil for not blooming fast enough. They speak one sentence in faith and cancel it with 10 in fear. I say unto you, wait well. To wait in the Spirit is not to wait in agony. It is to wait in assurance. It is to live as if it is already done. It is to walk through the world already crowned. It is to act in trust and speak in certainty. For there is a sentence, yes, one divine sentence, that makes abundance chase you. But it must be spoken from the throne, not the pit, from the knowing, not the needing. Say now, my supply is on schedule. My miracle is never late. The appointed time is unfolding now. Your wealth is not missing, it is mature. The relationship you long for is not lost, it is aligning. The opportunity you dream of is not denied, it is being carved in unseen realms by unseen hands. Will you trust the sculptor? Will you trust the hidden calendar of the infinite? When the Israelites wandered the wilderness, it was not punishment, it was preparation. They had to shed the slavery of the mind before entering the promised land. So too must you. You must shed the poverty pattern. The belief that God is slow, that life withholds, that you must rush, push, or panic. No, Spirit is never late, and what belongs to you by divine right cannot be delayed, lost, stolen, or destroyed. It is yours by eternal decree, and your part is to prepare the place for it. Prepare your consciousness, prepare your vibration, prepare your receiving. Say now, I am in alignment with divine timing. I do not chase, I do not beg, I receive in perfect rhythm. For every answered prayer comes on the wings of timing. Let patience be your praise. Let trust be your worship. Let expectancy be your incense. You must act as though it were impossible to fail. That is the vibration that triggers the miracle. And while others scratch and strive, you shall sit in peace, because you know. You know that when the hour is full, the heavens release. You know that when your vibration matches your vision, the thing you called forth rushes into view. It will not come a moment too soon, nor a moment too late. It will come exactly when you are most ready to receive it. Speak it. What I seek is seeking me, and we are moving toward each other now. This is divine law. This is not fantasy. This is not mere motivation. This is the eternal rhythm of the spiritual universe. Divine timing is not a delay, it is a dance, and the music is playing. Will you trust the tempo? Wait not in fear, wait in fire. Wait in faith so strong it bends time itself. For when you hold the vision with clarity, and speak the word with power, and resist nothing, and take right action, there is only one thing left: to let the harvest come in its season, to let the blessing bloom in the appointed hour, to rest in the knowledge that abundance is already on its way. And when it comes, it will be sudden. The shift will be swift. The overflow will arrive not with a trickle, but a flood. And the world will say, "Where did this come from?" And you will say, "From the word I spoke in secret, in the garden of divine timing." When the soul is steady, the seed takes root. When the tongue is silent in doubt and loud in truth, the ground responds, for even the earth is listening. And so, dear listener, I say again, divine timing is not in the hands of chance, nor the winds of fate. It is a law, a sacred clockwork that turns not by minutes, but by readiness. When you are ready, it arrives. When you are still, it moves. When you are surrendered, it comes with wings. You must not try to force open a rosebud. You will destroy its unfolding. You must not shout down the heavens. You must not demand with the tone of lack, but decree with the voice of authority. Say not, "Where is my good?" Say instead, "My good is prepared and on its way." The truth student walks not by sight, but by revelation. She sees before she sees. He knows before it shows. She celebrates before it arrives. And this is the posture that aligns with divine timing. Oh, how many have forfeited their miracle by quitting the hour before dawn, by speaking words of death in the final minute before birth. But you shall not turn back, you shall not falter. For you have seen behind the veil, you know that the machinery of spirit is never late, that angels move in silence, that abundance responds not to pleading, but to precision. One sentence, one declaration spoken from the throne within, can turn time. Yes, I say unto you, the word spoken in faith bends the axis of your timeline. It draws tomorrow into today. It commands the invisible to take shape. It breaks cycles. It cancels delay. I walk in the rhythm of divine timing. I trust the unfolding. My good is never denied. Every delay is either a redirection or a refinement, but never a punishment. You were not sent here to suffer the tyranny of time. You were sent to master it, and you master it by mastering your vibration, your word, your trust. Do not look at the clock. Look at the cloud. Do you not see it rising over the sea, the size of a man's hand? That is all you need. For when Elijah saw it, he knew the rain was coming. He did not wait for the storm. He ran toward the promise. So must you run toward your prophecy. Act as if it is already done. Prepare your life to receive what your word has called in. Set the table. Write the check. Sign the lease. Dress for the role. Make room for the miracle. Divine timing is not passive. It is potent. It is magnetic. It responds to those who walk in knowing, not wondering. Say now, I am not behind. I am not early. I am on divine schedule, and all is unfolding in perfect rhythm. The world is in a rush, but the soul that trusts walks in peace, and peace is power. For when you are at peace, you are in harmony with the frequency of your answered prayer. And the answered prayer has ears, you know. It listens for your faith. It listens for your joy. It listens for your word. For your miracle is not out there. It is around you, circling like a hawk, waiting for you to stop doubting and speak. The soul that speaks the word in harmony with divine timing speaks not in anxiety, but in calm command. She does not shout, she declares. He does not chase, he aligns. She does not push, she prepares. This is the holy posture of receivership, and it is magnetic to miracles. There is a sentence, yes, a holy sentence, that when spoken in this state of divine trust, will break the chains of delay. Speak it. All things arrive to me in divine right order. What is mine is on its way now. I do not wait, I receive. And so the word become, as the womb. The silence becomes sacred, and time becomes your servant. You will look back, not in bitterness, but in awe, saying, thank God it did not come sooner. I would not have been ready. You will see that what seemed like a closed door was a corridor to something far more glorious. You will praise the pauses. You will worship the waiting. You will glorify the space between the speaking and the seeing. For in that space, the soul is crowned, the faith is refined, the identity is reborn. And when the blessing arrives, you will not just receive it, you will sustain it. Because divine timing doesn't just deliver your miracle, it develops you for it. And that, dear one, is the hidden gift. So rest, trust, speak, align. Let the sentence that makes abundance chase you be soaked in faith, steady in tone, certain in spirit. And it shall come to pass, not by force but by flow. For the river knows where to go, the wind knows when to blow, the Spirit knows when to move. Say it once more. I move with the rhythm of God, I receive with the ease of faith, I trust in divine timing, and it is never late. This is the law, this is the truth, and you, child of the Most High, are right on time. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God, and the Word became flesh. So it is with you, beloved. What was once invisible now appears in form. What was once a whisper now becomes your reality. What was once a sentence of faith now walks among you as fruit, as gold, as answered prayer. This is the holy hour of manifestation, not the hope of it, not the desire for it, but the experience of it. The garden you planted with your words has broken the surface. The door you spoke into existence has now swung open, for you have fulfilled the law. You have spoken the word, you have walked by faith, you have held the vision, you have taken right AC. You have surrendered to divine timing, and now the final movement of the symphony, manifestation. The world calls it luck, but you know better. You know it is law, you know it is written in the heavens that the word spoken in faith must return fulfilled. He that decreeth a thing, it shall be established unto him. So now, you walk in that establishment. You do not chase, you attract, you do not force, you flow, you do not beg, you receive. For the universe is not confused, it is obedient, it listens not to your need, but to your knowing. It is not emotion that moves the mountain, but the words spoken from spiritual identity. You have stopped asking like a beggar and started declaring like a child of the King. You have laid down the language of lack and picked up the sword of the Spirit, and with it, you have carved a path through impossibility. Say it now. I receive what I have spoken, it is finished, it is done, I see it, I hold it, I live it. Manifestation is not magic, it is mathematics. It is the precise result of spiritual law. It is the echo of your word returning clothed in form. The moment you believed, you conceived. The moment you spoke, you sowed. The moment you surrendered, it began its journey toward you, and now, it has arrived. You must not marvel when the vision appears. You must not faint when the door opens. You must not shrink when the treasure is placed in your hand. You must rise. You must walk in it. You must take possession. The promised land is not a place, it is a perception. When your vision aligns with divine mind, all that is yours flows into form. You do not manifest from the outside in, but from the inside out. As within, so without. As above, so below. As spoken, so shown. You are not waiting for the world to catch up. The world is responding to you, to your frequency, to your certainty, to your command. Manifestation is not a performance, it is a permission. You do not earn it. You allow it. You do not prove it. You prepare for it. You do not strive for it. You align with it. Say now, my manifestation is no longer in the future. It is here. It is real. I walk in the finished work. You are no longer looking for signs. You are the sign. You are no longer trying to prove your worthiness. You are the demonstration of divine inheritance, and the world will look and wonder. How did it happen? They'll ask, and you will say, I spoke the word, I held the vision, I acted in faith, and God did the rest. This is manifestation, not by toil, not by worry, not by effort, but by faith.